It's hard to believe that we're in our 12th year of production, and the story, as a lot of people know, goes back a long way. My involvement, kind of behind the scenes and on the side, has been since before we got started. As a lot of people know, while Eric was training apprentice in Germany and then working in just outside Philadelphia, we were popping a business plan back and forth, but during that time, I was really investigating the laws. I was a young lawyer. I'd been practicing law for about 3 or 4 years, and still avidly home brewing, and I talked quite a bit with the likes of Joe Pritchard down at Krebs Brewing Company, who was running their brewing operation at the time, and then a fellow named Rick Hubert of Hubert's Brewing Company, which people were very generous at their time. They weren't the only players in the industry, but they were the only players making full-strength beer. We had some brew pubs. And so I just wanted to figure out if it was even legally feasible to make beer here and to do a craft brewery. And when we figured out it was, we gave a good stab at it. We knew that we had to get our business right before we went to the legislature to ask for any changes. And so finally, in about 2010, it was time to get the sampling right clarified. And so it took us 3 years, and finally in 2013, we got it clarified. I was happy to provide initial drafts to the author, at that time, Representative Glenn Mulready, who's now our insurance commissioner, but to give him some language, draft language on that, and he really went to the floor for us and made a business case. It was really about, hey, we're businesses, we're manufacturing businesses, we're bringing manufacturing back to Main Street. And so to legislators and leaders, it was about communicating that process. Eric and I had no legislative contacts prior to getting into this business, but we got involved in the chamber and their One Voice initiative, and really got to know some folks and some local leaders and state leaders, and really just kept after it. And before we had the Craft Brewers Association of Oklahoma, I was doing everything I can, along with my brother, to go down and advocate for the craft beer industry. And so now the role is, anytime there's a law or some draft of a law that either directly relates to the craft brewers or somehow tangentially affects it, I'm usually the one on behalf of the craft brewers that takes a look at it. And as a board member of the CBAO, I just feel like it's my job. But in a lot of ways, I'm really just trying to pay it forward for what people like Joe Pritchard and Rick Hubert did for me. And so to be recognized with the Champion of Oklahoma Craft Award that the Craft Brewers Association recently presented me, I didn't even know I was nominated to the award till a little bit before, which was just a surprise to me, because as a member of the board, we normally want to recognize other folks out there. This is the second year we've done the award. The first year the award was presented to Senator Stephanie Bice, well-deserved, and to follow in her footsteps in the battle that she's waged for us is really humbling, and I'm really grateful. But it has been a long fight. It's been a long road, and we've traded up. No laws are perfect, but we really feel like that our advocacy and our understanding of the industry and where we wanted to see it go, along with the other partners that joined to form the CBAO, it's really been a group effort. But it was nice to be recognized, to step out as somebody who's generally behind the scenes. I love this business. I love the industry. I love the fact that now you can take a tap room crawl in Oklahoma City and in Tulsa, and a couple of years ago you really couldn't do that. We've got a full-fledged industry that contributes a lot of excise tax to the state, and to look around and say, hey, as far as craft brewing and family manufacturing goes in Oklahoma, I've left the place better than I found it, and I really feel like I have. But I still am very humbled to be recognized by my peers for that.